It's Amanda Duncan. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show. All right. Oh, yes. The cupcakes are back. Oh, man. Okay, so welcome to Soft Pants Nation. My name is Amanda Duncan. I am a singer-songwriter from New Jersey. I am a craft nerd, a techie geek, a baker of baked goods, and in general, a lover of people. And I actually, today is exciting for me because I have a new audio device. And let me see. I think I might need some more volume. Maybe I could see that the levels are kind of low. But let me make sure that it's using. Oh no! Hold on a second. Let me make sure I'm using the right. Let's see. Properties. Yep. Okay. You guys can let me know in the chat if you're having trouble hearing me. I think I can see that the levels are a little low. I guess when I'm practicing with reverb, and yeah. Let me pump this up. Is that even working? Sheesh. Hold on one second. Almost there, everybody. So, I'm just gonna kind of talk through this, and let's give myself a little bit. No, other way. Other way. Hello. Okay. All right. I think that should be good. So, okay, back to the show. I want to welcome you to the show because I am always trying to improve the things that are going on, and I was trying to do a lot of test runs, but a lot of times I'm actually trying to create the content for the show. But if you've never been here, this whole thing, Soft Pants Nation, is a place where for you to get inspiration, to believe in yourself, to live the most creative life that you can, because in doing so, you'll leave the world a better place. You'll be a happier person. You'll be, if you're happier, then you're going to inspire other people to be happier, and it's just a whole trickle effect. So I always start off the show with an original tune of mine, and let's just do it. And I get to click on the reverb. So I might actually check my oh no, I might check my sound via my headphones just for a second, because I'm trying to give you guys the ultimate. Oh, that's very reverby. Oh, I see what I was doing. I was putting up the reverb. Oh, okay. Hold on a second. Let me pump this up. Okay. FX. Okay. I think I'm okay. That's still kind of reverby, but it sounds okay. Every night my mama told me be home by supper time. Deep fried chicken and apple pie, that sure would suit me fine. Put on my fancy party dress, though my hair can't look a mess. Takes a little longer than you might guess to shine my shoes and go. Don't you feel like dancing? Don't you feel like dancing? Don't you feel like dancing with a girl like me? Do 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 do. Ah! Hey Susan, hey Mike, what's up? I'm at the party shaking what I got, ain't nothing gonna stop me now. The two-step Charleston, get in line, come on, I'll show you how. I'm cutting up a rug with my own 2 feet, swinging my hips, break it down to the beat. I'm the kind of girl that you like to meet, so take me for a whirl. Don't you feel like dancing? Don't you feel like dancing? Don't you feel like dancing with a girl like me? Do 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 do. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Do 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 do. Don't feel like dancing, feel like dancing, don't feel like dancing with a girl like me. Do 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 do. Okay, I think I got the shakes out. Now I can mute the effects. Oh, right. Here we are, everyone. I am pumped about this episode. I put it together, a lot of it today, but I think it's still awesome. Faith Sanko, she's in the chat right now. She helped me put together a bunch of this over the weekend, and then I finalized it. And so I'm really excited to get going. And as you guys know, I guess, I wanted to go over another quick update. I thought I was going to go over an update before, and then I didn't. So I've been working tirelessly on my music video for Second Best. And man, it has been tough. I've been working my day job, and pretty much once the day job is over, oh yeah, that's right, the cupcakes are back. I made cupcakes this weekend for Easter. And I just had one of the leftover cupcakes today after lunch. Okay, sorry. You guys know this is part of the show, right? The tangents. I'm so sorry. So I work my day job, and I close up shop at the end of the day at around 5:30, and then I have some dinner, and then I work on my music video or Soft Pants Nation after work. So it is been tiring. I'm getting kind of burnt out because I'm on the computer all day and all night, but I know that it's going to be worth it. In the end, I really need to have a little bit of a better balance in my life, but it is what it is. So I want to show you guys, this isn't like a final product, or like it's not going to look exactly like this, but this is just a little mock-up. See, it lacks a little bit of color right now, but this is what I got going on. And I'm saying, shh, stop singing, Manda. Just kidding. So I'm pretty excited about it. It's been a ton of work and a heavy lift on my part, but it is coming along. I am pushing through. Hey! And I'm really excited about it. It's hard to be. I don't sound excited about it, mostly because I'm sick of working on it. And not only that, I'm trying to finish this video, and I have another single coming out at the end of the month. So I'm excited to be putting out all this art, and that's a big part of what I'm talking about today. But before we go into talking about sharing all of our creative endeavors, we have to show off a specific person right now. And mover and shaker of the week, boom. I can't wait to record that music for that segment. So, this is Mike Basmagy. For those of you who've watched the show and or have seen me play live shows, Mike has been a staple in my musical life for a very long time, and a staple outside of my musical life, in my personal life too. He's one of my best friends that I have, and he's just such a great person. And a while back, he said, when I love watching your show, because in the end, like when I watch the show, I really want to be mover and shaker of the week. I want to do something to get featured. So he sent me this project that he worked on a while ago, and I am thrilled to show everybody. And okay, so let's do this here. Ugh. I have a lot of stuff going on. Okay. At the start of this year, my wife and I decided to paint and rearranged our bathroom, which led to what to do about the old beat-up doors of the linen closet. The paint was starting to chip, and some areas would make a loud, nasty creaking noise whenever opening and closing. After some thought of repaint versus buy new doors, I figured I could just design and build them from scratch. I applied a lot of what I learned from another project of making a door from scratch. I started the search where every DIYer starts, YouTube. I quickly found plenty of resources to make the project a lot more attainable and easier to imagine the finished product. Thinking this would be relatively easy, I'd cut out all the material down to size, slap some glue, shoot some nails, primer, paint, hardware, bing, bang, boom, doors. I practiced that ahead of time, Mike. With that mindset, I worked pretty quick until I got them completely done. They looked pretty good. I was proud. I asked my wife to help me hang them, and they were short, exactly 4 inches short. And the overly confident DIYer, forgot the golden rule of building. Measure twice, cut once. I was pretty upset with myself for the avoidable mistake, and I thought of scrapping the whole thing. But after a few minutes of seeing if I could remedy the problem, and a good laugh realizing the ridiculousness of our creative ideas, it was time to bring them back to the workspace and figure out how to make the doors longer. Luckily, I had some leftover material and was able to carefully add more and make each door the correct length. I learned another adage for building. A little caulk and some paint makes a carpenter what she ain't. That saying definitely applies to this project, and overall, I think the doors turned out better than what I originally wanted, which is awesome. And this is Mike's advice for inspirational advice of how to move and shake. I encourage anyone to make something for their space. It doesn't have to be something big or extravagant. It could just be a linen closet door, which is basically wood, paint, and some cheap hinges. But looking at the thing you made, whether it serves a function or just hanging on a wall as an art piece, it's fulfilling knowing you made it, which, no joke, right? Everybody, it wasn't something bought in a big box store that was made in a factory that a million other people have in their home as well. It's yours. It's you. And whatever it is, there's plenty of resources online, YouTube, or friends and family you can consult beforehand. There's also a ton of forums online from generous tradespeople if you're looking to build. Come on, go to the next slide, y'all. There we go. Or something to tackle a project the right way. And if you've never built anything from scratch, take it slow. It's not a race to finish it. You're not being timed. And rushing to get something done is usually when you'll make your biggest mistakes, like forgetting to measure. So take it slow at first until you have more confidence in what you're trying to do. You'll enjoy the entire process if you take the time in the beginning. If you run into an issue that you can't seem to work out, walk away from it for a while. Get your mind out of the project and go back to it with a fresh set of eyes. You'll be able to set a new path to completing it, which is, I think a lot of us have experienced that. It may even turn out better than what you planned from the start of it. So YouTube is our friend, right, Kathy? Totally. So I love this advice. It's just so practical, right? It's all of it is so practical. Now we get to see the before and after, which is the best part. Okay. All right. So here we are. Here's some of the chipped, oh no, like what are we going to do? All right. Old doors. Here we go. All right. Here's the new setup. Okay, so he did this all from scratch. He actually made a beautiful time-lapse video that I didn't get a chance to kind of fit into the show. And I'm sorry, Mike, I know that you worked really hard on it and I loved it so much, but I just couldn't squeeze it in. But he started all this, he sanded it all down and glued it, and it was such a cool video. So just imagine this not being painted and him putting all of this together originally. And there's the knobs. And there's the after. Oh, yeah. This came out so nice. I love it so much. And that bathroom is so cute. So I never noticed the doors, but they came out so nice. I love it. So everyone, give Mike a hand. And actually, I want you guys to give Mike a hand because he usually watches on YouTube. And I want him to know that he's getting some love from the Facebook world. So Mike, thank you so much for all of this advice. And so I want to make sure that it says YouTube is our friend. Ooh, the door moldings looks so modern, Mike. And Melissa says that it's beautiful. So this is where the missing 4 inches. Where were the missing 4 inches? Is that what you're asking? So beautiful, Mike. Yeah. So I love that you didn't give up. I like that you kept going and you said, no, there has to be a solution and it could be right in front of my eyes. Everyone's giving you project. I like that this is happening real time, that the chat is happening. So I just love it so much. You could, Steph Krause says she could use some doors, Mike. All right. So actually this transitions into asking you guys the question, how well do you handle feedback? And the whole big, there's Mike now. You guys can see him in the chat. Hooray! So I want to go into the whole thing of sharing our creativity, sharing our projects, sharing our DIY projects, and music and visual art and just anything that we work on. I really want to go, oh, my hair's doing a thing. Sorry. I did not brush my hair before this show, everybody. I will say that, and I'm not ashamed of it. Oh, no. Okay. I don't want to call Joanna in the next room and ask her for my brush. She'll be really mad at me. Okay. Let's go into the next segment. I'm going to jump right into it. Oh, no. Hold on a second. Let me go back. I got to go into studio mode because, let's see. Hold on a second. I was practicing ahead of time. Let's see. Almost there. Okay. And fixed. All right. So today we're talking about sharing and getting feedback on our projects. And where are my makeup and hair people? I don't know. I'm a one woman team over here. Okay. So you came up with an idea of something you wanted to do. You researched it. You kind of thought of a vision of what you wanted to do with this idea. You buckled down and you did the damn thing. And now it's time to put it out into the world. So I get, I understand all of this. It's and for some of you, you're doing a thing just to enjoy it. But some of us are doing a thing to improve, doing a thing to get better at it, doing a thing to maybe make money and just get a lot of fulfillment out of it. And we want that feedback loop, right? We want people to give us some kind of insight of how to get better, or just feeling, not just insight, but just a little pat on the back, right? But, it's, I get, sharing can be scary. Oh, a lot of times what will happen is that, we start asking ourselves like these questions. So is this even good enough to share? Will anyone care? Will people rip it to shreds? Is my work original enough? And I want to go over these things with you guys because I just believe that sharing your art and a lot, I just shared Mike's project on here because I feel like it's important for us to show other people, hey, guess what? Like, I did this thing and you can do it too. Or just, to feel good about yourself. So, let's see. Now, I want to tell you this example. For those of you who know that I've made this record so long ago and I'm finally putting out the music, and I kept saying to myself, oh, yeah, there's got to be a perfect moment. There's got to be a perfect moment to release this music. I got to align the stars. And I thought about the example of at the end of Back to the Future, where like the timing had to be perfect with like the lightning at the clock tower and the DeLorean. And really, in the end, I had to ask myself some serious questions, and asking, why am I not putting this art out into the world? And for those, I go back to this interview a lot when I interviewed Arlen Filas, and he said, you are like, why are you waiting? Like, you're depriving people of your art, and that's silly. And he had some other choice words about it, but he wasn't kidding, and that really affected me. And I got on a great Scott, Mandy. So I had to say to myself, I was asking myself these questions. Okay, like, well, will releasing the music push me further in my music career? And if it doesn't, how will I handle that failure? And I have real issues with failure, and I've really discovered that over the past couple years. And I don't know why I do that, but it's just maybe just a deep-seated thing. I just like to do a good job on stuff. And the thing is, I wasn't releasing my music because it felt like things had to be so perfect. But the problem is, in order for me to further my music career, I have to release music out into the world. So how can I move further in my career if I don't put out the music? It's just at a complete standstill anyway if I don't. So it's really asking yourself, why don't you want to share this thing? And again, for those of you who just like to do creative things just for fun, I think that's totally awesome. But the question is, maybe you can ignite that spark for somebody else. So that's not the question, but I want to go into this quote by Brené Brown. Vulnerability is the birthplace of love, belonging, joy, courage, empathy, and creativity. It is the source of hope, empathy, accountability, and authenticity. I know that's like a loaded quote, right? It's so, I'm just feeling vulnerable. I want everyone to feel like my work is great, and I want things that I do to help me get further along in my creative life. But it's that scary vulnerability thing. So I want to, so the lesson that, again, I think the lesson that I learned from realizing what is taking me so long is that, in order for my creative life to continue to move forward and improve, I have to make sure that I'm sharing my art on a regular basis. And that's really what I've been diving into, and not having a lot of balance in my life, but I'm also really satisfied by the things that I'm creating. So, okay, I digress. Okay. So, you can just kind of share. I want to talk about different ways you can share your stuff. So it's probably impossible for you guys to see this if you're watching on a phone, but it's just, you can text your friends, your family. You can just, show them in person, look what I made. And that's, you get that feedback loop from that. Then you can post it on social media. I made this thing. And then you could, it can be anything. It could be, trying to be at a bigger scale. I know that Gina Ziegler, who I featured a couple times on the show, she has her artwork in galleries. She has her photos and her artwork, and she gets them into galleries. And I think that that's amazing. Or, you could show your performance. You can perform at a concert hall. So, from small to big, it doesn't matter how you share. I just kind of wanted to go over. It doesn't matter, but I still think it's really important. And I'm gonna go over the benefits of why. Benefits of sharing your art, so you can inspire others. And I talk about this all the time with you guys, that when someone says to me, I love when I watch your show, it's so inspiring to me. And when your show's over, afterwards, I go and do my thing. I go and I play guitar. I go and I bust out my paints, or I make sure that I'm doing something creative all the time, because I hear you in the back of my head. And I love that I'm that influence for people. And I mean, I know that it feels just so good for me to inspire people. And I know that you guys would feel the same way. So, it helps you connect. You can find your community. You can find the people that you never thought existed, and especially now online, right? It's the possibilities are endless. So it gives you motivation to keep going, build your confidence, which all of us could use more confidence these days. It can be liberating because when you share your creative artwork, or just like your DIY stuff, that's a piece of you. That's a part of you. And releasing that out into the world, it can feel like a breath of fresh air. It's like I worked and worked and worked on this, and here it is, everybody. And that feels so, so good. And you can get feedback to help you improve. And I know that we've talked about things like this before on the show, and I just like to reiterate it because, again, there's benefits of sharing your work. But I want to go into getting feedback because, again, when you dabble in some kind of creative space and you're just doing it just for the enjoyment, I think that is awesome. And I mean, we all need something like that too. There just has to be something that we do to enjoy. I think sculpting is that thing for me. Like I of course would like to get better, but I'm not really looking for someone to say, "Oh, you should do XYZ with your sculpting." I'm not really looking for that. I'm just looking for the enjoyment. So, you got positive feedback. We're going to talk a little bit about the different types of feedback. So you got positive feedback. So someone's like, you're the best. This is amazing. And that feels so good because that, again, that fans the flame of what you're doing. And then you get the negative feedback. You got the turds who are like, this is total garbage. Don't quit your day job. Ugh, blah, blah, blah. So, I don't know how important it is to take this into consideration, but I've read some reviews about some of my songs online, and at first I'm like, hey, someone said something. It's like all she does is scream, which, you know what? They're not wrong. I belt a lot, and I'm not sorry about it, but I do understand why you feel that way. And, maybe I could use some voice lessons to make my voice not be as abrasive. I don't know, but I think it's important to take some things in. If there's some truth to it, take that in if you can. You don't have to thank that person at all. But I think it is important to take on that feedback. Actually, I want to go into the chat. I see Eric is saying something. I have my students set safety goals and reach goals, and then we measure success by those. If we don't define success, we can't achieve it. What do you want to accomplish? Get specific, exactly. And we've talked before about SMART goals and having your goals be measurable. So Eric says that I play guitar along with you at the end of the shows. I like learning your songs. Eric, thank you so much. I can give you the chords if you want. And then my cousin Susan said that I love it when I'm actually working on a project and you call to ask if I started it. You beat me to the punch, right? I love that. So, okay, on to the kind of feedback that we want, right? Constructive feedback. I really love the way you did blank but I think if you did blank, it would really bring your art to the next level, right? We want to get feedback that's going to help us improve. And I looked up the definition. So constructive, helping to improve, promoting further development or advancement. So, right, that's like what we want. And, as much as, you want everyone to pat you on the back, you want to make sure that if you want to improve, you have to find the right people. And so I want to talk a little bit about how to find and receive constructive feedback. So you have to ask the right people. And a lot of there can be someone that you really respect. They may not do exactly what you do, but they have really good taste in art, or they are really knowledgeable in a thing that you're trying to do. And getting the feedback of that person is invaluable. And again, just thinking about asking the right people. Because, I could send something to a friend or family member and getting the response, oh, that's cute. And I want to be like, no, this is genius. I love it so much. And like, why don't you understand how cool it is? And it's just, I'm not sending it to the right person to get the response that I need. And I need people in my life. And I live with somebody who, she's not impressed by much. I can tell you that. Don't tell her I said that. She doesn't watch the show, but but it is important for me to get a feedback loop where I am improving all the time. I just want things to be the best that they can be. So, and then, asking the right questions. So you find the right person, right? Let's say there's somebody that you really look up to and they have, hundreds of thousands of followers, but they respond to a lot of the stuff that you say, that you say on their social channels or whatever. It's really important that if you do ask them for feedback, and even people are busy. It doesn't matter. You don't have to have hundreds of thousands of followers. Like I'm a busy person, so if someone's asking me for feedback on something, I have to really budget my time these days, and it's really important for me to know that people value my time. So asking the right questions. If you're looking for a specific kind of feedback, it's really important to ask specific questions that will help the person look at your piece, your art piece, listen to it, whatever medium it's in, and they can hone in exactly on where you want them to talk, what you want them to talk about. Okay. And obviously, this is tough. Don't take it personally. Our art is personal. Our projects are personal. We put our blood, sweat, and tears into it. And that is, I think, being able to detach yourself from the art, right? It's really important because then sometimes someone will give me feedback and I'm like, oh man, no, nah, bleh, bleh. And, it could send you in a tailspin if you get negative feedback about your favorite part. It's like where it's like, oh, I like this, but this is really bad. And that's your favorite part of your project. And you're like, what? What are you talking about? And that could, you're in a tailspin for like the full day. You're like, oh man, I can't believe they would say this. And then you sleep on it. And this happens to me a lot. And the next day I realize, you know what? That person is right. I need to adjust whatever this thing is and move on. And so that's what I think it's important to take on that feedback. So you always have to remember that you can always take it or leave it. You can take the parts that you feel like are really going to help you improve, and then leave the parts that are just like, that doesn't really bother me. That doesn't really matter to me. Or something you have a really strong opinion about. You're like, no, that's the one thing I'm not changing. Because sometimes we have to stick to our guns. And then sometimes when you stick to your guns, the person will be like, you know what? I'm glad you didn't change that because I like that and it really grew on me. So you just never know what will happen. And I feel the sooner you're able to take the feedback and turn it into something positive, once you can kind of get that going, the faster keep going. It just, because you take that in and then you're going to be able to pump out more of your art or more of your creativity and keep improving. And I think that's what I'm trying to say is that, do I have the last thing here? Oh, so yeah, I've been trying to say this throughout. It doesn't matter what level you're at. You can be a novice, you can be a dabbler, but sharing your art with the world. Share your art with the world because art makes the world better. And that's the whole premise of this whole show is, believing in yourself and living that creative life. Because when you create something and you show somebody or you give that gift, oh my gosh, like it is just like the best feeling. And I just want you guys to feel fulfilled by the things that you're doing. And I want you guys to improve on anything that you want to improve upon. So, so I'm thanks for listening to this segment. I hope you got something out of it. And I'm really hoping, I'm really hoping with this segment that I'm looking forward I want a cupcake now real bad. I might have to have one. I'm looking forward to having some film segments, especially for this, because it seems like the pre-film stuff, like I had my little powwow with is that a bad word? I don't know. Is it? I had my get together with with Faith, and then I have my get together with Preston, and people really seem to respond to that. And I want to make sure that you're getting the most out of the show, but I also want it to be exciting. I want it to be something that you feel like you're getting something out of. So I want to be able to meet up with people and also film stuff and be able to make this show exciting, variety in so many ways. And so I'm open to suggestions and for anything for the the BYDS, believe in your damn self, flow chart. I anything that you guys have feedback. I mean, and speaking of feedback, I'm just like, honestly, I'm all ears. If something doesn't really work for the show, I want to know. And I know that I have my co-producer Faith, but and both of us are now we're in each other's circle, and we don't want to be blind to what can be improved upon. And I realized, even doing the show, I want to be more articulate. So I started to watch some YouTube videos to not say and so much. And I know I already said a bunch of it, a bunch of those things in this episode, but I want to be able to be articulate, and obviously I want to always be genuine, and that's never going to leave. So if I'm articulate and genuine, I think that will be a good balance, right? And the other thing I want to try to do is really be able to memorize the things in this show at a quicker pace. So I'm working on these things. I want to be a good host, and I want to be a good friend and inspiration to other people. So this leads me to the last segment of the show, and I'm gonna start this initiative. For those of you who follow me on social media, I do a lot of fundraising. If something in the world I feel needs me to be proactive, I just start a fundraiser, and Facebook makes it really easy to do that. But I want to plant 1,000 trees by the end of April. And this organization, which I've actually given to a bunch in the past couple years, actually, I'm wearing their t-shirt right now. It says "One Tree Planted." And oh wait, no, I am a tree planter, and it says it in a bunch of different languages. I forgot that. What an amazing coincidence. I didn't know. I forgot that I was wearing this. And the link is in the show notes. So $1 plants a tree. So I'm going to try to raise $1,000 to plant 1,000 trees. And what I'm really hoping to as well is to eventually work with this organization and physically plant some trees down the road. Obviously, with the pandemic and everything, I've pushed some of that off, and also like I'm in like not amazing shape. So I want to get in better physical shape, not to like be hot or anything. Not that I would love to be hot, sure, but mostly I want to be able to have the stamina to plant trees. I know that's a funny goal, but I think I want to get in better shape for that. And so wish me luck, everybody. I need to, and I'm not going to be able to do that if I have a cupcake after this, but guess what? I'm having that cupcake. So, everybody, I am so happy that I'm doing this show. It's been, again, this show is a part-time job, and and but I still am grateful for you guys tuning in, and again, I want this show to be the best it can be. And I've been getting little pieces of equipment. I have this new mixer, and it's kind of exciting because it's making my life a lot easier. And I'm gonna make sure that I get the best sound out of this that I can for you guys. And well, I guess it's time for the outro song. I'm gonna gotta have a swig of water first. Okay. You know, I wasn't sure if I was gonna do this song. But I practiced it last week. And that definitely is the one thing that I have to start working on, is practicing my songs for the show. I know. I'm not trying to put myself down. It's just something that it's always the last thing. I'm like, oh yeah, my music. That's the whole reason I'm doing the show, is to help inspire you guys and to help show you guys that I'm putting out music. Okay, you know what? Let's see. We're just gonna do it. Okay, let's do it. So, this song is from my EP, Love I Have For You. And anytime spring happens, I just always think of this song. And it's just because it's about spring and about feeling good that the sun is out and that warmer weather is around. So, if I mess up, I'm okay with it, because I'm feeling good about the weather, because I get very sluggish when it's winter. Here we go. In my car with an open sunroof, spring is finally showing its face. Feels like life couldn't get much better. Turn up the volume, feel the bass. There you are with your sunglasses on, looking so good. There's something that I want to say, only if I could. Hey baby, I've seen you walking around this town, and I can't seem to get your face out of my mind. Whoa, whoa, oh, oh, can't you see that I want you in my world? Got it. Lately there's been a certain someone who's constantly catching my eye. I'm trying to gather up the courage simply to say hi. There you are, sitting all alone. Should I run away or duck? I can't let this pass me by. Wish me luck. Hey baby, I've seen you walking around this town, and I can't seem to get your face out of my mind. Whoa, whoa, oh, oh, can't you see that I want you in my world? It's funny how I don't know you, and the thought of you I can't replace. I have my speech all planned and ready for when we meet up face to face. Got it. And it goes something like, hey baby, I've seen you walking around this town, and I can't seem to get your face out of my mind. Whoa, whoa, oh, oh, can't you see that I want you in my world? You know that I want you. You know that I want you. You know that I want you. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, oh, can't you see that I want you in my world? All right, everybody. Hey, Jazzy, good to see you here. Faith, way too much of vulnerability, man, to do the song and not to more practice doing better and trying to do new things. Yep. Oh, that's right. Those cupcakes in the refrigerator are waiting for me. Uh, thank you, everybody. I just, as always, I want you guys to, what are you going to create? What are you going to create today? What are you going to create this week, this month? Are you going to do something positive for the world, whether it's for the planet? Because guess what? Earth Day is the next episode. And actually, it's going to be my 2-year anniversary of the show. So let's celebrate. Let's wear some party hats. I think I should. But so anyway, you don't need anyone's permission to do the thing that you love and that you're passionate about. And, just be kind to yourself along the way. Put your creative craft out into the world because, again, that makes the world a better place. And, put yourself out there. Do your thing. And, handle feedback in the best way that you possibly can so you can keep putting out your art and being the best version of yourself that you can be. Yeah. Everybody, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I hope you have a great, great, great rest of your week. Take care of yourselves.